staying on La Liga, but it kind of crosses over with what we'll talk about next. Saudi Arabia are coming, and they're coming for all the good washed up players now in the league, or in every league. And this was after revelations just before the Real Madrid's last game. It's the fact that Karim Benzema was going to leave the club at the end of the season. His contract was actually set to expire. There was reports he had like another ability to extend by a year, but he decided to chase the bag and go to Saudi Arabia, where he'll play for Al Ittihad. He's not the only one though. There's rumours that Luka Modric may go to Saudi Arabia as well. N'Golo Kante is very likely to join Benzema in Al Ittihad. Obviously Cristiano Ronaldo is already in Saudi Arabia, and there's also reports of basically every other player that seems to be out of contract is potentially going to move to Saudi Arabia. Angel Di Maria, there's rumours that he could end up there as well. Then there's obviously the likes of Sergio Busquets, who could end up there, Jordi Alba, who could end up there, and then Sergio Ramos, who just somehow decided to leave PSG before their last game of the season. No one knows where he's going to go, but personally I think he's probably going to end up in Saudi Arabia as well. Clearly this is Saudi Arabia's attempt to become like the Chinese Super League, but unlike with the Chinese Super League, these aren't like corporations. This is a whole government back thing, because before all this like revelations about these players being linked to Saudi Arabia clubs, it was announced that the 4 biggest teams in Saudi Arabia, Al Nassr, Al Hilal, Al Ittihad and one other, were all being taken over by PFI, who are the same group that owns Newcastle United. And so that's why suddenly they're able to offer these vast amounts of money. Clearly this is just another, to put it frank, this is obviously sports washing. This is even more blatant than obviously the likes of Qatar, the UAE. Saudi Arabia don't even give a shit anymore. They're just throwing money at stuff to get these players to come and try and boost the image of the league, but I just don't think it's really ever going to work.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like retirement leagues will always be known as retirement leagues. Like back in like the early 2010s, when like everyone was going to the MLS, people didn't begin watching the MLS. People would just go, "Oh, the MLS is a retirement league," full stop. Because like at the end of the day, players in their prime are never going to play in Saudi Arabia or the US or anything. So that's really what the interesting thing is. Like same with China, also tried doing something similar, but no one would like go like, "Yeah, you know what? I want to see Marek Hamzik in the Chinese league." Like, why would you do that? It just gives your league a reputation for being like a retirement league, and that's maybe actually worse than just like living as your own league, because people won't watch it anyways, and you alienate your native fan base. So it just doesn't make sense really, or it's more than not that it doesn't make sense. It's just a futile effort.